Hi everybody, welcome to Thursday lunch hour yoga class. Getting set up, making sure that you've got your mat in place. You've got a quiet place, hopefully. Gonna let you know my cat is wandering today, so we might see him doing a little bit of yoga, I'm not sure. So have a water bottle nearby so you can stop and get water anytime you need it. As always, taking it at your own pace and going into child's pose if that's what you need today. Shavasana for the whole 30 minutes if that's what you need today. So I'll show modifications and you'll decide where you want to take your practice. Thanks for joining me for my practice. So we'll get going in just a minute. Checking our time here. And hopefully you can see, I'm just going to do a slight adjustment on my camera. There we go. Okay. Almost ready to go. Hopefully you're having a good day. I don't know about you, but today's my Friday. So here we go. We're going to choose your starting point. You can start in mountain pose. You can sit it down on your mat, sitting up nice and tall. Or you can lay right down in Shavasana. And if you're choosing Shavasana, your palms are facing up. You're relaxing into your mat. Connecting to the floor. Back of your head, shoulders, hips. You might need to move around just a little bit to get to a comfortable spot. And then just let everything relax. Starting to focus on your breathing. In and out through your nose. Feel your chest rise and fall. Your diaphragm fill and then fall as you exhale. And just do a scan from the top of your head down through your brow, your jaw, your shoulders, your abdomen, your glutes, quads, calves, and down to your feet. And out your arms, down to your fingers. Trying to let go of tension, let go of any stress that you brought with you from the morning. And let's not rush into our afternoon. 30 minutes of relaxation, breathing, stretching, strengthening. Lengthen and deepen your breath. Taking in an inhale through the nose. Opening your mouth, exhaling. Make it audible. Inhale through the nose again. Open the mouth, exhale. One more time. In through the nose. Through the mouth, exhale. At your own pace now. In and out through the nose. Still checking in on those areas where you might hold your tension. Everybody holds it in a different place. Try to relax. On your next inhale, stretch nice and long. Fingers and toes opposite direction. Exhale, go soft. Do that again. Inhale, stretch as long as you can. This time on your exhale, bring those knees in and hug in and roll side to side. massage the kidneys. You can just hold in and be still if you'd like. I like the back massage. Always your choice. We're going to come to stillness and take our arms and our hands between our knees so they go a little wider. And we bring our feet so that the soles are pointing up towards the ceiling. Hands on shins. Maybe you can reach your ankles. Maybe you can reach the sides of your feet, the outsides. And again, you can move your happy baby. You can keep it still. A very gentle pull in the direction of the floor, but remembering that we're not warmed up yet, so it's always nice and easy at the beginning of class. And now slowly coming to stillness and bringing those knees in again. Keeping the left knee in, extending the right leg. And you can go right down to the floor, or you can hover that leg. We're going to pull the toes of both feet back towards our nose. Feeling the core working a little bit here if you are hovering the leg. Don't hold your breath. And bring that knee in. We're going to switch to the other side. So now the right knee stays in, left leg extends. Again, those toes pull back towards your nose. Hover the foot or bring it down to the floor, your choice. And slowly bring it back in. Raising the right arm above your head, rolling over onto your side and pushing up with your top arm. And we're going to make our way into table position. So tabletop, we're on our knees. I like to tuck in my toes. My fingers are spread nice and wide. And my wrists are underneath my shoulders. My elbow creases turn in and then face forward to the front of the room. So it's like you're turning the lid of a jar. And as we take an inhale, we sag down the belly, we open the chest into cow. And as we exhale, we draw the navel into the spine and go into cat. And isn't it appropriate that my cat's playing with his toy right now? Inhale, cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Do a couple of more at your own pace, the pace of your breathing in and out. Finishing up your last one. And we're going to come to a flat back, flat table. We're going to put most of our weight, all of our weight, onto our right hand as we slowly, I'm going to switch my sides so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm now putting my weight on my left hand. It doesn't matter, we're going to do one side then the other. Lifting up your arm and you're starting to open your body to the side. Your arm doesn't have to go high, keep it comfortable. Again, we're still warming up. So this is an inhale as we open, and as we exhale, we bring that arm down in between our hands and our knees. Inhaling back up and open. Maybe your rotation goes just a little bit further. It doesn't have to. Exhale, bring that hand through the keyhole between your hand and your knees. Inhale, open. Maybe your rotation again is getting a little bigger. As we get warmer, we can increase our range of motion. We're going to do one more on this side. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to land this one and rest the shoulder or our forearm. Doesn't matter how far down you get. We're just going to hold this rotation. Take a couple of breaths here. And on your next inhale, we're going to come back up and place our hand on the mat. Getting ready to repeat on the other side. So fixing your weight on the one hand, switching to your second side. We open up the arm, open the chest, take an inhale. And as you exhale, you bring your hand down in between your resting hand and your knees. Inhale, open up. Exhaling, and that rotation on the floor. Inhaling, again, you're going at your pace. Exhaling down. Let's do one more before we land it. Inhale. And as we come down, you decide, am I resting my forearm down? Am I getting my shoulder down? Just holding this, taking a few breaths. On your next inhale, come back up and plant both hands. Doing a balancing table, so we're going to lift one leg to the back. I'm lifting my left. I'm going to take my toes off the ground, but you can keep yours landed. And then my right arm lifts. My palm faces in towards the center line of my body. My thumb points up. I press my heel to the back. And I actually bring my shoulder back a little bit onto my body. Core is tight. And bring that back down. Onto the other side. You don't have to do exactly the same thing one side to the other. Sometimes we have limitations on one side, so adjust to your body. Bring that back down. This time our balancing table is going to move a little bit, so I extend and inhale, and I get smaller, bring the elbow to the knee, and exhale. I inhale, and exhale. And inhale, and exhale. Let's bring that back down. Switch to the other side, so start in your balance. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, exhale, elbow to knee. One last time, extend, exhale, and bring that back down. Anytime you need to go into a child's pose, your knees go wide, and you sit down with your hips on your heels and you extend your arms, or you can bring those arms to the side of your body. If you don't like when we go into plank or downward facing dog, your plank can have knees down. Your downward facing dog can be in a puppy, so a hip's not quite onto your heels. So we are going to pop up right now into downward facing dog. So if you're ready to move there with me, bring up those hips, pedal out those feet. If you're in puppy, maybe you're just doing a little bit of rock back and forth to warm up those shoulders. And you can do the same thing if you're in downward dog. If you want to work those shoulders a little bit, you can move a little bit forward and back. And then we're all going to come into downward facing dog. And just hold. Come up onto your toes, bend your knees, look towards your hands, and walking to the top of your mat. Inhaling flat back. Exhaling down, inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and just hold here for a breath or two. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down, step back with your right leg, follow with your left. And here's where you can go low plank or high plank. So I'm going to start low first. My knees are down, my hands under my shoulders, and I slowly lower down, elbows close to my body, and I come up into a cobra. Your choice, it can be just your head and neck. You can start to lift up your chest. And now we're gonna prop back into your puppy or downward facing dog. Pedaling those feet anytime you feel like it. Some people want their downward facing dog to be moving. Some like to hold it still. We're gonna bend our knees up on our toes, look forward again to our hands and walk to the top of our mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. And let's go right into a forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Hands down, exhale. And I like to switch my legs. So now my left leg goes back and then my right. So if you want to do this with a high plank, you keep the knees off the ground. You do your lower down. I know some of you are adding push-ups. Awesome, that's great. Bring it up, your cobra or an upward facing dog. And then back into our downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg to the back. Squeezing down the back of the leg. Bringing the knee in towards the nose and help or step that foot between your hands at the top of your mat. Taking it to a lunge, your lunge can have a knee down on that back leg or you can leave the knee up. Hands come onto your thigh as you start to lift your upper body. And we're going to bring our hands to heart center. Checking our front knee, making sure it is pressing out slightly so I can see my front toe. Feeling those legs, the muscles nice and tight. Holding us steady. If you're finding your balance is a bit of a challenge, if you have those legs not only front and back, but also wider side to side, that will help. We're going to take a bit of a rotation with this lunge. So you can keep your hands here, or you can put one hand on your thigh, your hip, and the other hand on your thigh, and slowly open up towards the right. Eyes focused on something that's not moving will help with balance. Slowly bring it back to center if your hands were at heart center. And we're going to bring hands back down, step forward, inhale, flat back, exhale down, inhale all the way up, forward fold, inhale halfway, exhale down, stepping back, both feet, high or low plank, lowering down into your cobra or upward facing dog, and back into downward facing dog. Left leg comes up to the back. Bring the knee in, stepping or helping that foot to the top of your mat. Coming up into lunge. Option is to have your knee on the mat. And again, feet spaced wide will help with balance. Your hands can be at heart center. As we go into a rotation, left hand on left hip, right hand on the outside of my left thigh, and I slowly turn and look to the left side. If your hands were at heart center, we want to keep them right in the middle of our ribs here as we turn, so we don't want the hands to go a whole lot further. Slowly coming back to center, bringing those hands down, step forward, inhale, flat back, exhale down, inhale all the way up, forward fold. And we're going to come up and inhale as we sit back into a chair. Again, keeping those hands at heart center. Or, here's your option. Arms can reach up with biceps close to your ears. Sitting those hips back, trying to squeeze those thighs in together. Hands come back to heart center if they were out. Exhale down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Stepping back. Your choice of flow. Push-ups added if you want. Cobra, upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog. Lifting up the left leg. Bending the knees, stepping or helping the foot forward as we come up into crescent lunge. Coming up more onto the ball of the foot of the back leg. Listen to your breathing. We're going to pop up just a little bit on the back foot as we rotate. Back foot is parallel with the short end of your mat. And we're into warrior two. So we have a heel to arch alignment with our feet. Arms nice and long. And then looking over our front hand. Shoulders relaxing. Turning the front palm. And leaning back. Exalt your warrior. Nice long stretch in the front of the body. Taking it back. If you need to make adjustments to those feet again as we go back into warrior. Cartwheel your hands down. Pivoting on your back toe, step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Let's come into our second chair pose. And as we sit in chair pose and we just have to sit here and hold it, make sure the brain doesn't tell you that you need to stop before the body tells you. Is it the brain getting anxious or is it the muscles? On your next exhale, let's bring it down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down, step back. High or low plank. With or without your push-ups. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg up to the back. Bending that knee, stepping that foot, or helping it to the top of your mat. Right here is where you might want to check how wide your feet are, side to side. That will help with your balance. We're going to come up, raising the arms, crescent lunge. Maybe popping up just a little bit more onto the ball of your back foot. Checking the knee on your front foot. Making sure you can see your toe past that knee. And we're coming up a little bit more on the back leg. We're going to pivot the foot, coming into warrior two. And I adjust just a little bit and lean forward, but make sure I still don't drive my knee over my toe. Relax my shoulders, maybe tuck in my buns a little bit. Turning the palm on that front hand and exalt your warrior, lean back. Stretch out that front side of your body. Back into warrior two. Maybe adjust those legs again if you happen to stand up and you want to go a little deeper again. Pivot your hands down to your mat. Step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. And hands to heart center. We're just going to do one balance pose as we're standing. So your choice, you can stay in mountain pose with your palms facing forward. Maybe closing your eyes. You've got 2 points of balance. Maybe you feel safe closing your eyes. If not, that's okay. We're going to go into tree pose. So I'm going to pop up one knee, and then I'm going to open my hips so that that knee is facing now to the side. I'm resting my heel onto my standing leg. And if I choose to increase my balance challenge, I can every once in a while lift up my toe. If I want to take it a little further, I can lift and press the bottom of my foot onto my calf, but always keeping it below my knee. Maybe the hands go to heart center. Maybe they come up into high tree branches. And if you want to go for a higher challenge, we can press the bottom of our foot into the inside of our thigh. Again, we passed over the knee. Slowly bring those hands back. The knee comes forward first and then steps down. Give it a little shake out. And ready to go on the second side. So I start grounding on my standing leg. I turn my knee out to the side. I lean my heel against my ankle. And I can start my balance challenge here, just lifting up my toes. I can increase a little bit more by pressing the bottom of my foot onto the side of my calf. I can increase further. Bottom of my foot goes right over my knee and presses on the inside of my thigh. And if you're on this one, the bottom of your foot and your inner thigh are actually pressing in towards each other. So keep a little bit of tension there. Your choice with your hands. Bring your hands back to heart center if they were up. Bring that knee forward and then step down. And I'm going to go back to the top of my mat. You might have been there already the whole time. Taking a nice big inhale. Let's do a swan dive down. Flat back. Inhale. And then as we exhale, let's bend our knees. And we're actually going to take it right back into a seated position. And I'm going to move my hips back, extend my legs, and I want to get right on my sit bones, so I'm actually going to just pull those little extra padding back there that I have. I'm going to pull them out side to side so I'm on my sit bones. Sitting nice and tall, inhale, exhale, and I just walk my hands either down my legs or down my mat, trying to keep the chest open, feeling the stretch down the back of the legs. Bring it back into an inhale. Exhale as you go forward. Again, walk those hands. Maybe they're here, maybe they're here. Bring it back. Last one. Now we're going to bend our right leg. We can leave it on the same side, the right side of the body, or we can cross it over our left leg, whatever's comfortable. My right hand goes slightly behind me, not putting a lot of weight there, it's mostly for support. I lift up my left hand, I inhale, and I slowly exhale and turn. I can hug in that knee, or I can press my elbow on the outside of that right thigh. I'm turning and looking over my right shoulder. Slowly bring it back to center. And we're just, I just want to do a little unwind. So just look over the other side. Sorry about that. Extend those legs again. This time the left leg comes in. It can stay here with the left foot on the same side of the body, or you can cross over that extended leg. Left hand goes slightly behind me, not a lot of weight, just a little bit of support. Right hand up and inhale, stretch. And as we turn, we exhale. We can either hug in that knee or take the elbow to the outside of that thigh. We're turning. We're looking towards our left, maybe looking over the shoulder. And now as we exhale, we're coming to the front, and I'm going to do it correctly. We're going to turn and just unwind just a little bit. And then come to center. Excellent. Bring those feet so that the soles of your feet are touching. Maybe that's out here. Maybe it's in a little closer. Cobbler's pose, sitting up nice and tall. And just lean forward. Maybe your elbows press just a little bit on those thighs. And slowly coming back, bring those knees together, extend the legs. We're going to take it down for a last little rest in Shavasana. If you want to do a happy baby, if you want to do knees in just for a little hug, feel free to get in those last little moves. Otherwise, taking it right down, relaxing. Checking in with your body. Does it feel any different than it did when we started? Keeping your brain focused on breathe in, breathe out. Keep it right here, right now. On your next breath in, extend those hands up above your head. One last final stretch. Exhale, knees in, and you're going to roll to one side or the other, your choice. Pushing with your top arm, coming to a seated position at the top of your mat. I'm just going to stay facing the camera here. Sitting up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Maybe your eyes are closed or soft. Bring hands to heart center. Still calming that mind. Thank you for joining me. Making sure you acknowledge to yourself that you gave yourself permission to take this 30 minutes and to support your mental and physical health. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.